How many of you ever sat in a four-legged chair and leaned back on its two back legs? How many ever do this? Okay? I do this a lot for some reason. And sometimes when I've done this in the past, I would lean back a little bit too far, right? And on those occasions, there's a certain instant where I don't know whether I'm going to slam my head into the ground or make it back to safety. It's that certain instant that I don't know which direction I'm headed. That's the extreme of cognitive dissonance. Do you think human beings like to be in that state? No. At least not sane human beings, right? And so when we get into that state, we want to get out of it very quickly. We're motivated to get out of it. That's why dissonance theory is called a motivational theory. Okay. Fear is a form of motivation. How many of you have ever used fear to motivate somebody else to do something you would like them to do? If you have kids, if you're a parent, you do this very well. You practice it a lot, okay? My classic example of fear being used comes out of my junior high days. Remember sometime around junior high we had a health class where our teachers talked to us about the dangers of smoking? Remember that class? How did our teachers instill fear into us about smoking? What would they do? They would show us pictures of what? Black lungs, right? They show us dark black lungs. They would show those pictures, and you may have even remembered that videotape of the guy with the tracheotomy, the hole in his neck, and he would say, don't smoke, don't smoke. Okay. My teacher, though, she actually had a black lung in a jar that she would pass around. She would try to tell us it was a real human lung, but we didn't really believe her. But this was her tactic. This was her tactic to scare us. She would take that black lung in a jar and she would go, this is what happens to you when you smoke. You will die. That was her message. It took her 2 weeks to do that, but that was her message. You smoke, you will die. You smoke, you will die. And she used the exact same tactic when she talked to us about the dangers of sexually transmitted diseases. Although she wouldn't have things in a jar or anything like that, right? Right? But she would show us these ugly pictures of human genitalia ravaged by herpes and gonorrhea and syphilis and pus coming out, right? Am I conjuring up some dissonant images for you, right? 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 And then she would do this. She would hold up those pictures and she'd go, this is what happens to you when you have sex. You will die. Die, die, she would say, right? My teacher was single, right? Right? Yeah. But it worked on me. Yeah. Don't smoke, and I waited a long time, so.